Okay, so the next one we're going to do is using the same die set. So we're going to be using something from here. And we're going to make this sort of really funky card with the feather of this one. So I'm going to grab the feather die out. I'm going to put the eagle back in so that I don't lose it. Oh, it's come out now. Let's put it back in there. Okay, so we're going to use this just the feather die. Now, I made this card with just some scrap out of, well, I say scrap, it wasn't scrap, that's a lie. It was a piece of paper. You know, we all have them in our stash where it's a little bit bright and a little bit, a bit loud, and it doesn't really go with a lot of images that you might be using. But this kind of card is perfect for that sort of paper. So don't throw them away, keep hold of them. And then this kind of more sort of generic image like the feather, you can then use them on that. So a lot of this card I have pre-prepped, but I will explain. Let me just sport boxes. I've got all the right things ready. Here we go. So I have one side. I'm going to need that in a moment. So I have my base card. Just some navy card for my stash. This one though is Foundations Cornflower Blue, really beautiful blue, and it toned in perfectly with the blue or the brighter blue on that piece of card. And then I've got another bit that goes on. I've got this. Oh, now that's interesting. You should have. Excuse me, I'm going to have a little cough. I should have a bit of paper. It seems to have gone for a walk, but no bother. No bother. I do have another bit of it, so just bear with me a moment. I will grab another sheet. Oh, best laid plans and all that jazz. Talk amongst yourselves. Ask any questions while I'm down here. Here we go. It's the other bit of that paper. So, not to worry, I will cut another piece. I wouldn't use this on a but if I was doing a stamped image or something, because it just is too big and busy and loud. Right, so phew. Just gonna eyeball that and cut another piece. Up again to find the trimmer. You know what'll happen in a minute. As soon as I've cut this piece, the other piece will magically appear. Oh, it does. Okay. Not a problem. Right, there we go. So, this piece will sit on here. So we've got our navy card to match the dark blue. We've got our peacock card, not peacock, cornflower blue to match this bright blue. And I've got the other bits cut for the bands as well, just so that they're all done, because they're kind of like just strips. Lots of strips. Good way to use up lots of scraps. So all of that will assemble later. So let's just put that to one side. Okay, now we need some card. There we go. Got some white card. Now, what I did was I went through my distress colours and matched what I could to the other colours in this paper. So I went for pumice stone to match this one. I went for abandoned coral to match the back one, and tumbled glass to match this lighter blue. And what I did was I took a piece of card and I took my oxide. I'm going to grab the feather die just to see how much I need. So I'm going to actually cut this into bits so that I don't ink more than I need. Scissors. Okay. That'll do. Right, okay, so 3 pieces of card, for one for each of the colours. So I'm just going to literally ink them. Oh, let's do blue on this one as I managed to put the thing on. Now, you don't need to cover all of it. Just make sure you've covered enough for the feather. And I chose to do the 2 lighter colours. I chose to cut 2 feathers out of each. I'm only going to cut 1 feather just to show you how I did it. Bear with me. Grab another brush. Ooh, set the juggler. So yeah, 2 of each of the lighter colour to go at the back, and then 1 of the darker colour. So there goes that lovely abandoned coral, a really beautiful sort of orangey red. That goes on beautifully. Okay, that would be that one, and then lid. Good idea, lid. And then we have pumice stone. Bear with me, I'm just trying to find my brushes. Not brushes. No, this one. This one. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Right, so pumice stone. Not that one again. Pumice stone. And I would recommend that you either heat set this or allow it to dry first, because I've been finding that my low tack tape won't adhere when it's wet, and I've had a few dies slip here and there. So I'm going to cut the one. Oh, what should we do? Let's cut this one out. So I am just going to heat set it. Just so that it's dry before I run it through the machine. Okie dokie, right. Okay, so put those 2 on the side. I have already cut a few of those. So tape. And I'm going to put it across the middle so that hopefully it won't slide away. Okay. Through. Okay, so here are all my other feathers. I have actually cut one of those. Might use 2 of those. Let's see how we go. See what it looks like. Here's my feather, and it cuts beautifully. There is nothing to emboss on these dies. There's no point running it back through. It just gives a really lovely outline. Oh, there it is. Poke tool. Okay. So there's the feather and a little bit that's been left in there. Just pop that out and get rid of that. Okay, so we have our feathers. We have our little ribbon, and we need the sentiment. The sentiment is from Trimcraft set of dies, called sentiment dies. These are a lovely set, lovely sort of cut-in type ones that create banners. So we're just going to do that one. Should have really done it with the feather, and then I would have only needed 1 pass through, but not to worry. Not to worry, such is life. Okay. Once that's through, it's all about the assemblage. So now these colours are obviously because that's the piece of funky paper that I had. When you find your bit of funky paper, the bit that you don't really want to use elsewhere, then just go through your ink stash, distress ink, distress oxide, it doesn't really matter. And you can then create your own feathers that match. Okay, let's move that out. Oh, there it is. I'm just running the roller, the die brush through it, just so that I don't have to poke out too much of those bits. Okie dokie. Right. So let's look at. Ooh, I actually need this out, don't I? That would help. Okie dokie. Right. So is now really just a case of assemblage. Glue. Right. So this is the cornflower blue from Creative Expressions from the Foundations card. I think this could, perhaps without the bow, but this could make quite a nice man's card. Got some really sort of funky, this like bright, not sort of particularly feminine card paper. Sorry. Right, is that the right order? Yes. I need to doubt myself. Okay, and then paper. Though for the other dies, or quite a few of the other bird dies from this set that the feather comes from, we've been filming a few different videos this morning, so those will be up hopefully at some point throughout the next week, just to show how versatile that whole set is. I mean, there's still some that I haven't yet used, which are all sorts of possibilities. So literally I'm just creating like a strip to kind of get a focal point, not through the middle, but sort of towards the bottom. I can see pencil mark on that bit of card, so I'm just going to rub that off. Yeah, so sort of bring it further down so the feathers can sit on it, and it's not kind of central. Brings the focus sort of lower down on the card. Okay, I'm actually going to stick this on before I go any further. Oh, she says, look, that's me just not paying attention, isn't it? Stick it lower down, and what do I do? Stick it higher up. We'll have to go with that because I've already stuck it. Oh, what am I doing? So that one. This one. On the middle. Okay, then we are going to sort out our feathers, and I'm going to do this on a piece of copy paper. Give me a moment. Piece of paper. No, I don't. What am I doing? It's a bit of scrap. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom. I'm not gluing them completely together, but I'm just going to glue up there, and then I'm going to glue the next one on top there, leaving a little bit more of a gap because the abandoned coral one is going to sit in the middle there, and a little bit more glue here for the last of the tumbled glass, and then the abandoned coral one in the middle, like so. Okay, just leave that to dry for a moment, and because this has already got a cutout, we're just going to stick it over there, and then that cornflower blue card is going to show through. Okay. And then I'm going to use a little bit of 3D glue gel on the back of this. Just give it a little bit more of a wiggle and place that there. More angle, and then I've got a little bow just make it look like those feathers are all tied together in a bundle. Okay, so there you have it. Card with just that one little die. Some of that, you know, that paper in your stash that you think, ugh, not really sure what to do with. It's a bit bright, it's a bit loud, pattern's a bit big, and a nice little sentiment.